Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's Lincoln Live Talk from the Education Liaison team about the top reasons to study at Lincoln. My name is Nicola, and I'm a Student Recruitment Officer and a graduate from the University of Lincoln. And today I'm joined by one of my colleagues.
Hi, yes, thanks, Nick. So my name's Mark. I'm a Schools and Colleges Liaison Officer at the University of Lincoln, and just like Nick, I'm also a University of Lincoln graduate as well. So we can both relate to the situation a lot of you are finding yourselves in terms of weighing up your options for university. So today we are going to talk about the top reasons to choose Lincoln. And if you're either considering Lincoln or you don't know much about us at all, this is the perfect chance for you to learn more about us as a university and about Lincoln as a city. So later on, I am going to talk about the facilities and the campus, and I will include some things to discuss from a social distancing aspect as well. But for now, I'm going to hand back to you, Nick, to tell us more about why Lincoln is such a great place to study.
Thanks, Mark. So yes, let's get started by discussing some key facts about the university that you might know, you might not already know. So we are a top 20 UK university, ranking 17th overall in the Guardian University Guide of 2020. And this guide is based on factors that are important to young people, such as how much they will benefit from the teaching and whether current students like the university. So ranking 17th is a really great achievement. And the University of Lincoln has also recently been ranked as one of the greatest young universities in the world, and also given a 5-star score in prestigious global ratings. So again, some more fantastic rankings there. So after 3 years of study, 4 years of study, students are thinking about going into jobs and what job prospects there are, or possibly going into some further education to help develop on those studies that they've been doing for the last few years. So it's definitely worth noting that the University of Lincoln has 96% of our most recent graduates are in further study or employment within 6 months of finishing their course, which is fantastic. We've also been awarded a gold status in the Teaching Excellence Framework, so also known as TEF. This shows that the university consistently delivers outstanding teaching, learning and outcomes for its students as well. Our academics are part of some great research, so we can't forget them. More than half of Lincoln's research has been judged to be internationally excellent or world leading in the most recent Research Excellence Framework. Our academics are involved in some fantastic research, such as developing new antibiotics and more effective cancer treatments as well. So next, I'm just going to talk a little bit about our industry links and visiting professors. So as a university, we're proud to have developed great partnerships with a range of organisations, and this helps to provide our students with opportunities for networking and work experience. We have relationships with Siemens, the Lincolnshire Co-op, the Guardian, Santander, and we continue to build those relationships while ensuring that our students can benefit from the connections that we make. Mark, you actually have a bit of experience in this area, don't you?
Yeah, I do, Nick. So I worked as a graduate intern for the Careers and Employability Service at the university. And as the employer engagement intern, I discovered a lot in terms of placement opportunities and industry links across all of the courses at Lincoln, not just mine that I studied in. And there was lots in terms of, working relationships and support that students could benefit from for their placements and also graduate opportunities. And as a student, looking back, something that I really enjoyed was that we had loads of guest lectures, and from one of those I managed to secure a part-time job at a local radio station, which as an audio production graduate, that was great, which was really for me like the cherry on top in terms of my overall uni career, I'd say. So yes, some great industry links.
Brilliant, thank you, Mark. So in addition to our academics, we also have some great visiting staff that you can learn from. They're well known in their industries and professions. We have visitors including Caroline Duffy, Jason Bradbury and Chris Packham, so some great names there. So I'm just going to round off this section by talking about our student support service. So we are an inclusive and diverse campus offering a wide range of support for all of our students. And transitioning to university life can feel a little daunting, which is why our Student Support Centre are there to help you all of the way. So there is the advice service, which is free, confidential and impartial service available to current students and prospective students as well. They can provide advice on funding, fees, housing, visa advice, all of those kinds of things. There's also then the student funding team themselves. And they'll be able to provide you advice on all aspects of funding, so loans, bursaries, hardship funds. And then not forgetting the student wellbeing team, who can offer you support and advice for anything that you might need during your studies, so any difficulties that you might come across. The team consists of wellbeing advisors, mental health advisors and counsellors, all which can give you advice on areas such as disabilities, mental health and medical conditions, and learning differences as well. And we also have, in the heart of the campus, pretty much right on the campus, so easy to get to, is an NHS medical centre, which the students can benefit from as well. And it is fantastic and really handy. But for more information on the student support system and how to contact them, I do recommend just popping on our website and having a look there. But that's me done for the moment. I'm going to pass over to Mark, who's going to talk a bit about the campus and the facilities.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, so with Lincoln, the University of Lincoln, we're a city-based campus. So this means that all of our buildings are in one place and ideally located where we like to say in the heart of the city, so by the city centre. Something that really stood out for me on my first visit was having, the lovely Brayford waterfront to look out on from the campus, but at the same time knowing that the busy high street with all of the shops, like any other city, was just round the corner as well. So I quite enjoyed that contrast. So I wanted to start by mentioning my own experience of using the facilities and the campus at Lincoln. So as an audio production student, my building alone had some amazing spaces that were perfect for my needs as a creative student. So in the what's now called the Alfred Tennyson building, we had access to 2 TV studios, a live radio station, sound editing suites, radio suites, and even amongst all of that, a free media loan service as well. So I could hire out almost anything that I could possibly want for my production work, which was great. Even though I had access to plenty of Macs and computers on campus, I was also given production software free of charge for the duration of my course. So that was really handy. So I had access to Adobe Creative Cloud, Pro Tools, and I could use that at home in my accommodation as well. So it's really, really handy. But Nick, I know you did a similar course to me, so I don't know if there's anything you want to share about facilities as well.
Yeah, just to reiterate what you said, Mark, I obviously studied a similar course to you. So I had use of the fantastic TV and film facilities, but also photography studios as well. And I lived in media loans. Media loans is great because it provided me with the equipment to help support me through my degree, equipment that I wouldn't normally be able to get my hands on. So that really helped and was a fantastic service. And I had friends from across lots of different courses as well. I had friends in engineering, fine art, journalism, and they all really enjoyed their courses and said the facilities were great as well. So lots of experience across lots of different facilities there, and all really good.
Yeah, I think looking back, I couldn't imagine doing the course without that access to the media loan service, really. So that was really good for me. But yeah, so moving on to other spaces on campus. So we've got other creative spaces as well, including our LPAC, so the Lincoln Performing Arts Centre. And here our students from School of Performing Arts can access multiple industry standard studios. And there's also a huge theatre that seats around 450 people as well. And that's also next door to our Nicola Delahaye, hope I get this right, and Peter de Wint buildings. So this is where our students from the School of Design mainly study, and they have access to facilities for fashion workshops, CAD and CAM manufacturing, and a maker lab, and a lot more as well. But obviously, as you mentioned, Nick, there's stuff for students all across the university from all different courses in terms of facilities on our campus. So one of our newest additions on campus is the Isaac Newton building. So this is where students from courses including computer science, engineering and mathematics study. And in here you'll find scientific labs, which will include the vehicle control lab and a research lab. And also students have access to specialist robotics facilities and our electromagnetic chamber as well. But something that's really exciting at the moment is that our medical school is currently being built. So this school will include lecture theatres, labs, simulating hospitals, and even its very own scientific library, just to mention a few. And of course, we're really excited about this because we're looking forward to having, this on campus for our medical students to have access to. And that brings me to, another reason why Lincoln's such a great place to study, because we now offer medicine to our students. So we also have a really great library on campus as well. So our central warehouse library gives our students access to thousands upon thousands of journals and print electronic books. But we also have a really lovely team there as well, which are there to support our students. So whether that's support with navigating the resources or for academic writing and referencing for your essays as well. And I just wanted to take this chance to reflect on a memory of mine. So when I was working a lot in the library for my third year in my dissertation, obviously I went there every year, but the members of staff, you know, they were so lovely, and it was nice to see a friendly face when I went in. And one member of staff in particular, she walked past my desk late at night once, and she literally dropped a chocolate bar on my desk, basically implying that I was working too hard and I needed a break. But it was really nice to have that kind of rapport with the staff there and that support. But Nick, I'm not sure if there's anything you want to add about the library or any facilities as well at this point.
That's so nice that they they gave you a chocolate bar.
Yeah,
That's
I
lovely.
won't say which
I
one.
I didn't get a chocolate bar, but they were very helpful when it came to getting my dissertation printed and bound. I
Yeah,
remember that.
definitely.
I used the library a lot for group work, so I used to book out some of the rooms in the library to practice presentations and projects. So that was really handy. And I used the quiet floor at the top of the library a lot during my dissertation as well. But the
Yeah,
library itself is just such a lovely building. It's really nice. It's a really nice building to be in. But yeah,
yeah.
fantastic library.
I think those sort of conference rooms, those meeting rooms are really cool as well. They were quite industry like. And when you worked in there, for me, it was like looking into the future and seeing what it was like once you're employed, which I quite like those spaces on campus as well. I think it gives you that experience that you really need as a student, really. So, but yeah, I really enjoyed that part of campus. But yeah, so I'm going to move on to some social spaces on campus now. So, you know, of course, the social aspect on campus is expected to be, you know, slightly different moving forward, and I will discuss what measures we're putting in place in a moment. But firstly, I wanted to mention our social spaces that we do have on campus currently. So you don't have to look far to find, you know, a nice coffee shop, you know, a cafe, somewhere to grab a bite to eat. Even walking into the library, it's hard to avoid, you know, buying a coffee and or spending your money on a snack. So be prepared for that. But we even have a day where we're completely vegan friendly across all of our catering outlets as well. Also, with the SU, they run a few bars on campus as well. So we've got the student bar called the Tower Bar. We've got an award-winning pub, which is right next to our office, Nick, which is great. And also students have access to the Engine Shed venue as well. So this is actually Lincoln's largest music venue, live music venue, sorry. So you know, we do have some lovely open spaces on campus as well. And it's not unheard of for our students to be sat, you know, by the Brayford waterfront, admiring the view, having lunch, you know, just sitting with the swans, really. So it's not unheard of at all. But there's some lovely spaces around campus for our students to take advantage of. So I know it sounds like a bit of a cliche here, but you know, keeping fit and social on campus is also possible at the same time. So if you're looking to, you know, meet your friends, stay active, we have our sports centre on campus. So this is always a really popular part of the campus when I take students around for campus tours and for general tours as well. So in here we have saunas, a dance studio, fitness suite, various pitches as well for, you know, sports including football, tennis, volleyball, etc. So I think it's fair to say from that you know, there is pretty much something for everyone on our campus. So in terms of social distancing measures on campus as well moving forward, so obviously, you know, we're working really hard to make sure that your time and our students' time at university is, you know, fulfilling, it's fun, and importantly that it's safe as well. So our current plans include setting up 2 TPs on campus where you can socialise with your friends. We want to ensure our students can take part in sports and other activities on campus as well. And we want to enable our students to use our lovely picturesque Rise Home campus, which isn't far from the centre of Lincoln, really. And, you know, it's a lovely, open, safe space as well. So other things that we're working on include providing more hire bikes on campus, and also we're looking at setting up outdoor catering outlets as well. We're also enhancing safety measures, of course, in all of our buildings to include a one-way system, increased sanitation points, and improved layouts of teaching spaces to adhere to the social distancing. So there are also plenty of ways to be social in the city as well. So Nick, I know you're going to cover what Lincoln as a city is like as well, so I'll hand back over to you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's have a talk about Lincoln as a city. So whilst it is important to be happy with where you're studying, it's equally as important to be
Definitely.
happy with where you are living as well.
Mm.
So in a study conducted in 2019, Lincoln was actually declared the fifth happiest place to live and work in the UK, which is again nice, nice ranking, nice achievement to have there. It's known to be a nice safe city with great history and heritage, and is also home to the RAF Red Arrows as well, which when you manage to catch them in action is something quite special. They are very captivating. The city of Lincoln really is a home away from home. I remember when I first moved to Lincoln, I moved from a much bigger city to Lincoln, which is slightly smaller, but I found everything so easy to find, which made me immediately feel comfortable because I didn't feel lost. So that was really, really nice. Lincoln is the perfect mix of old and new as well. So it's a beautiful historic city, particularly uphill where you'll find the Lincoln Cathedral and the Lincoln Castle, and you do actually get to graduate in the Lincoln Cathedral, which is amazing. There are some fantastic restaurants, boutique shops, galleries, and museums as well. So plenty to explore up in the Bailgate. And I'm sure many of you at some point will tackle the famous steep hill, but there are plenty of resting points. So don't worry. There's lots of shops and cafes to explore. So there's plenty of excuses just to nip and have a break. But it's definitely something to try. Downhill is a little bit more modern, so plenty more shops, restaurants, cafes, gyms, and cinema as well. Many restaurants are situated on the beautiful Brayford waterfront, which in the summer in particular is so nice, really lovely to go and have lunch with your friends. And over the years, Lincoln has become very much a student-led city, and it's constantly developing and adding new places for students to go, which is nice. We have also recently been ranked fifth for local life in the What Uni Student Choice Awards, which reflects the amazing city and the student experience we have here as well. One of the best things about Lincoln is that everything is so easy to get to. Everything is so close together. So there's very little need for a car or public transport, as many amenities are just in walking distance. The closest supermarket is only 10 minutes away, which, you can't grumble at when you need to do your shopping. Most of our student accommodation is either located on our Brayford Pool campus or is just a short walk away, which means it won't take long to get to your lectures, which is always nice. We have a great range of varying accommodation options as well to suit all different budgets and all different needs. And even when it comes to looking at houses in your second year onwards, the student areas are really close to campus, so you're never going to be too far away. But you can check out all of our accommodation options on our website. I've obviously stayed in Lincoln after university, so I've lived here for almost 10 years now, so quite some time. Mark, you've obviously stuck around after university, so you must like Lincoln as much as I do.
Yeah, gosh, it goes quick as well, doesn't it? Yeah, so obviously I'm still in Lincoln. And I think for me, I think it relates to what you've said, really, Nick, but I enjoy how compact the city is. So, I live right on the outskirts of Lincoln, and my walk to work is still only around 45 minutes. So, to the university. And I also love the contrast as well. So, as you mentioned, I love old Lincoln, so uphill, and new Lincoln as well, where the university is. And actually, my walk to work because of that is quite nice. I mean, the walk back isn't because I'm having to tackle steep hill every day when I'm actually physically going to work. But yeah, so I could literally do a talk just on my walk to work alone. Really, it's lovely. But yeah, so my favourite place as to where I've lived in Lincoln has to be my second and third year student house. Sorry. So we were attached to this random staircase where once you got to the top of there, you were greeted by the Lincoln Cathedral. So you were right in the Bailgate area, so steep hill, old Lincoln, and that was really, really lovely. So I really, really enjoyed that in particular. But yeah, so I'm still living in Lincoln, and I am really enjoying it.
It really is such a beautiful city,
Yeah, it
definitely.
really is.
It's
It
great that
really
you had
is.
those views. I bet that was amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
So something else I really liked about Lincoln, particularly as a student, was the great transport links that we have, as I used to use the train to get back home a lot and see my family. So the train station is only around a 5-minute walk from the Brayford Pool campus. It's not far at all, which is great if you've had like a day full of lectures and then you want to go back and see your family. There are direct trains to London King's Cross, which only take around 2 hours, but there are other frequent rail connections to other major cities as well, which is great. And obviously we're easily accessible by road, and there are a number of airports within easy reach if needed as well. And whilst we're very much a city campus, there are many beautiful green areas in and outside of the city that you can explore and meet up with your friends. And if you're a keen cyclist or enjoy walking, then there are some great cycling routes and walking routes around the city as well for you to try. So I'm going to hand back over to Mark. Mark's going to talk to you about what we have to offer international students here.
I was just thinking, sorry, I tried to cycle to Boston once and I got as far as Washington and returned. I couldn't do
Oh
it.
dear.
But yeah, no, there's some great routes in Lincoln definitely for that as well. But yeah, sorry, going off topic. So I'm going to talk about international students, as Nick has just said. So we have many people from across the globe engaged with us and on our virtual classroom as well. So I felt like this is quite an important area to discuss. So the international office at Lincoln can, of course, be on hand to help with any inquiries for prospective international students considering Lincoln. And, if there is anyone watching that would like to talk to them, I'm sure we can tap in the email address in the comments, that's fine. But on arrival for international students, they can look forward to, a really nice, warm welcome. So the university provides a airport pickup service, special assistance on enrolment, and exciting freebies that are exclusive to our international students as well. International students can also learn a new language whilst they're studying with us as well, and that's free of charge. So this is a service called the Cultural Exchange Session, so CES, and these are designed by our students for students. So there are many different languages each year, such as French, Italian, Portuguese, and loads more as well, but they all depend on which students take part from year to year. We also have the English Language Centre on campus as well. So this is made up of a really welcoming team to help international students with us adjust to their life in the UK and studying in Lincoln. So you can even book one-to-one support sessions. You can have support one-to-one from an EAP, trying to get my words out, EAP tutor, so an English for academic purposes tutor. And they also offer workshops as well, so you can be assessed for these to identify the best ones that are suitable for your needs. And you of course have access to all of our other student support services as well, so student services, student wellbeing, and careers and employability. So that's all available for you as well, of course. So to finish off today's Lincoln Live talk, myself and Nick wanted to mention our favourite memory looking back as students at Lincoln. So Nick, I'm going to hand back to you to start. No pressure.
No, that's fine. So yes, highlight for me was definitely graduating in the cathedral. It was amazing. My family really enjoyed it as well. So not just me, but it was a great celebration to the end of 3 years of hard work, and I could celebrate with my friends and family, which was really lovely. And on the topic of friends as well, I know it sounds cliche, but the friends I made at university were great. I met friends through my accommodation, my course, societies, and I made friends with their friends, and they really are friends for life, which is really, really nice. And I still see them now. We do still do stuff together, which is great. So definitely graduating the cathedral and the friendships I've made were a couple of the highlights, but overall it was a great experience.
I always wanted to boast about my graduation. I don't know whether it's because it's my own graduation, but when I went to friends' graduations, I always felt like mine was better. But I think it's just because, it was a lovely setting, but when it's your own, it's always the best, isn't it? But it's a lovely experience. I definitely second that. Shall I share mine?
Yeah, you go for yours. Yeah.
Yeah. So mine has to be the initial feelings of independence in first year, really. So I would literally walk around the campus, walk around Lincoln with, a proper grin on my face. So I was 22 when I went to university. So I was really eager to, discover standing on my own 2 feet. And I really liked the idea of doing that in Lincoln. I thought, myself, it was a perfect size and it still had that great student feel as well. But also looking back in hindsight, one other thing I really wanted to mention today as well is just the change of lifestyle looking back at university as well. So, before university, I didn't enjoy my job. I didn't want to be living at home anymore. And I just think it was a huge help to transition to where I am today, really. So I know it sounds ridiculous, but I can't remember much about what my life was like, what I was like before university. It's such a life-changing experience, and I think any alumni that might be watching today, or perhaps yourself, Nick, you can probably agree or relate with that as well to some extent. But yeah, it's just an unbelievably for me anyway, definitely a life-changing experience as well. But yeah, overall I'd say the initial feelings of independence in first year, which was just so exciting. But yeah, so that's really it from us for today's Lincoln Live talk. So we're going to see if there's any questions to answer. But I'm having a look, Nick. I can't see any. Can you?
Not at the moment.
No.
So if we are going to get any, whilst they're coming through, I would just give a few pointers, if that's all right, Mark, on what else students can do after this talk to get
Yeah, please do.
their
That's fine.
research in. So I'd absolutely recommend that you order one of our beautiful prospectuses. I hope you can see that there. It's absolutely lovely. Prospectuses are great. They're a great guide for telling you about the university and all of the courses that we have to offer as well. We've also been holding some great virtual open days recently, and we will have some more coming up later on in the year. And open days are a really good way to get a feel for the university, and you'll be provided lots of information on areas such as the applications process, student finance, student life, student support, and much more. And it gives you the chance to also hear about the courses that you're looking at studying as well. So if you do want to book onto an open date, please do visit our website.
Nick, I was just going to say, open the prospectus and show the course list as well. Like, 'cause it's such a long
Oh,
course list, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully you can see it.
Look at that. Look at all of those courses. You definitely have to have a look at those.
Yes, definitely. It's a very handy guide.
Yeah, and so obviously we've not got any comments at the moment, but people are welcome to post their comments after this is live as well, and we'll have someone on hand to answer in writing. That's absolutely fine. But I do hope, obviously, that today's been extremely useful for anyone considering Lincoln, or maybe you don't know much about us at all. But hopefully, this information has been really informative for you. So next week's talk for Lincoln Live will be by my good friend Alex Gravel. So she's from Student Wellbeing. She's going to talk about the student support services that we offer here at Lincoln, and with a particular focus on what the wellbeing team has to offer you. But that's really it from us. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.